You ready?
That's such a good part movie. Yes.
All right, here we go. 3, 2.
Welcome to the Artie's Attic Warehouse 13 Fancast, where a steampunk girl, a lifelong sci-fi fan, and a rocket scientist chat about the popular 2009 sci-fi series. There's never a dull moment with the agents dedicated to protect humankind from unexplained phenomena that manifest their powers in special objects. And there's all those friendships and relationships along the way. Grab a cookie while you can. Hope you don't smell fudge. Gear up with your Farnsworth, Tesla, and neutralizer, and let's have some fun by snagging it, bagging it, and tagging it.
Welcome back to Artie's Attic. We're a Warehouse 13 Fancast. I'm the Warehouse 13 janitor, mopping up all of Claudia's excessive drool. I sure hope she stayed hydrated. My name is SP.
That was a good one.
Part.
Yep.
And introducing Artie's Attic lead agent and historian who gets emotional when her partner dies on duty. It's Agent Shannon.
What's up, guys? And shouldn't I? You know?
Probably.
I mean, I did.
And also joining us is the warehouse agent who is now owned by a dog. It's Agent Carolyn.
There are worse things in life. I could be owned by a dog.
You need a new dog like Stitch.
I do.
We are continuing our Warehouse 13 series discussion with the episode that premiered on August 22nd, 2011, 3 years before Denver's Union Station reopened after its last renovation. I'm referring to Warehouse 13 Season 3, 7th episode, Past Imperfect. The IMDb description reads, while artifact hunting with Pete, Myka spots the man who killed her former partner and resolves to bring him in. Meanwhile, Artie mind melds with a dog. Shannon, how'd you like the episode?
I think it's a great filler episode, but I think it's a great way to give you a background. We've heard of Sam. We've heard about what happened. We've heard a couple episodes where they've talked about Denver, but this one actually gives you an explanation of what went down, of how they were together, and how she was with her old team. So I think it was a great backstory for her.
And then there was the whole, you could tell that Myka is very uptight when her hair is very curly. And now she's a little bit more relaxed now that her hair is relaxed.
Well, when you lose a partner, it makes a difference. When she thinks it's her fault, it definitely makes a difference.
Yes.
And then come to find out that not everyone can be trusted on her team. So it makes a difference. And she wasn't wrong.
Yeah. When you can't explain it, when it is unexplainable, there's usually an artifact involved.
I'm pretty sure she smelled fudge the entire time.
The entire time. But would you have known?
Not back then, but now she would. I think this episode was needed just to close those loops up, those dangling participles. But really, I didn't think it fit.
It was a filler.
It was a filler, but I think it was a filler because they didn't need the filler. They needed to close off those stories is what they needed. So they closed off the stories of her losing her partner, of her not getting there in time. I mean, we've gone through this before. We really just didn't need it for the character development. They needed it for the story wrap up is what they needed.
Right. Because in that episode where they were at the prison, she went through all that in her mind.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we got a pretty good closing there. So, yeah. It was an okay episode. It was, to me, it doesn't rank anywhere on my top list of favorites.
Yeah, it had really funny parts, like in the beginning when Pete is at the train station and he's taking off the plaque to get a railroad tie and reaches down with his bare hand, and Myka says, "Wait, Pete!" and he drops his flashlight. He says, "What? She's no glove, no love, man."
That was a good quote.
I think this is the first time in a long while that the B story is better to me than the A.
Oh, B story was definitely the A
Right?
story
So
for this.
you get the whole shirt factory story, which is a true story. It's a bit of history there for you. You get the introduction of Trailer. And
I know we love the dog.
we love the dog.
I mean, every story needs a good dog.
But then you have a mystery bad guy that's, blowing darts into their neck. So,
Well, bad woman, maybe. So let's close the loop on the actual fire. It was the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory fire in New York City. It occurred on March 25th, 1911. That was 100 years before this episode aired.
wow. Exactly. Almost. When did this come out? 2011?
August of 2011. So
wow.
They must have been filming it about the same time, about the 100 years before in the March of
what a coincidence.
2011. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. 100 years. And yeah, there's been a lot of lore around that fire. It really was the hallmark of how to control a fire in a skyscraper, really, in New York City. It was like one of the first noted big skyscraper fire deaths as well. So it wasn't just the fact that it was locked, but how they fought the fire.
Not only that, but it changed the way that it changed the rules of what you can and cannot do while people are working.
Of labor laws.
Set of labor laws.
Yeah, like not locking the doors on people who are inside working because you don't want them to leave.
No one
fire hazard.
Yeah, fire hazards. Yeah, I mean it changed a lot, and I mean, tragically there were several. I don't forget how many that died in that fire, but it was mainly women and young girls.
I want to say dozens, if not 100 and some. I don't remember the exact amount. I did not write that down.
I did notice that both Pete and Jinxie's purple gloves had failure this time, because Pete did get cut by said iron railroad nail, and had to have Myka come save him. I think he was dying of like black lung. Yeah, it looked like, because he was coughing up a bunch of black smoke. So she had to come back and save him. And then Jinxie's, who the gal couldn't believe that he wasn't married yet, and was going to get him the number to email to her niece, ended up burning his hand on the doorknob that, all the collection was OCD, but back in that day, they called it a weird hobby. And
good thing they didn't have to go through all those doorknobs.
Oh man, yeah, it was a quick find.
It was a quick find.
I liked their shirts. Yeah,
get in, burn, get out. Right?
I like their shirts. Artifact Roadshow.
Yeah, I looked around and tried to find your show where I couldn't find it.
But you can find it on Redbubble.
Yes, which would be cool.
There you go, Redbubble. Just you're welcome.
I mean, if you have issues,
not really. No, we're not
verifying somebody, why would you let them in your house first?
Because she wanted money, and he looked so cute and innocent,
disarming, and charming, and she knew
and charming, and he wasn't married yet. So
until he put his hand in the iced tea.
Iced tea.
Well,
are you okay? Better now.
If it was peach, we don't know if it was peach.
Yeah, she asked.
I don't think she minded after that. I mean, I'm pretty sure it was a quick exit.
After that, yeah. And then she wasn't even looking out for him after they got, tranked in the driveway. Just let him lay there.
They got snagged, tagged, and debagged.
And here's the problem I have with that, because Ashley Williams, Agent Stukowski, she tranks them and she takes the doorknob. If you're Agent Stukowski and you know what those Teslas can do, wouldn't you want a Tesla?
I would totally snap it. I would totally grab it and take off.
Yep.
And she didn't. She left it there. So it just didn't make any sense to me.
Maybe that's not her mission, is the artifacts, not the cool tech that
maybe she's being watched.
Well, of course she's being watched. Everybody's being watched. Warehouse 13.
Well, then you can't steal something if you're being watched, because the people she works for are scarier than the agents.
Well, you could take it.
Well, I definitely
True.
would. I definitely would have taken the mini Tesla.
Yeah, a mini Tesla. I love that. I love that when they come out, Claudia's like, "Can I drive the Prius, please, please, please?" And he's like, "You maybe should buy one of your own." She's like, "Yeah, as soon as Artie stops paying me in orange $500 bills."
Yeah.
What was that orange $500 bill thing? Was that because it was Monopoly money? Yeah.
Yeah,
Money.
Monopoly money.
Yeah. That's what she's making reference to. At least that was what my brain went to, was Monopoly money.
Monopoly or Defiance money.
Ooh. That would be-
Oh, the flashback.
I know, right?
I still have all those.
Still
have
need
those
Star Trek
cards.
bingo.
I know I want Star Trek bingo so bad, but I'm
Oh,
not
no.
creative enough to make it. Did you or did you not do your homework?
I did. I did it Saturday.
Oh my goodness.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness. Do you watch the whole movie?
I did. I watched the whole movie. It was good. I
How?
really liked it.
I'm so shocked. I'm so shocked right now that you actually watched it. It was a good movie, right?
So, Carolyn, I prepared a few questions for you.
Oh no. Let's see if I can answer them.
What was the name of the virtual reality?
The Oasis.
That's right. Who created the Oasis?
Oh, there's a guy with a really fuzzy head of hair, and I can't remember his name. But he had really fuzzy hair, and he was probably a bit autistic and kind of really nerdy and loved his retro stuff. I knew a lot about him. I just suck at names.
Do you know what his handle was in the Oasis?
He looked like a really old wizard. It started with an A. No, I can't remember that either.
His name was James Halliday.
That's it.
Not an A.
Who?
No, his character's name.
Yeah.
His character's name was an A, and he was a wizard.
Yeah, we might come back to that. Who played his best friend, Og?
Oh,
Ogden Morrow.
yeah. I don't know what that guy's name is either, but I know I remember him.
Did you or did you not watch the 2009?
I did watch the movie. Ask me something that I can actually remember from the movie.
2009 Star Trek, J.J. Abrams.
Yeah, he was Scotty.
Yeah. Do you know who played Scotty?
I remember. You're asking me names. I suck at remembering names.
All right.
Same voice.
Simon Pegg.
Simon Pegg.
Thank you.
Okay.
I remembered whose character he was in Star Trek.
Who did James Halliday date?
It was a girl. One day they went to a movie instead
SP,
of
I think we
dancing.
should just be happy that she watched it.
I can tell you about it. I can't tell you the names. I could tell you that it was a girl and they went to a movie rather than went dancing.
What movie did they go see?
The Shining.
Okay. Her name was
See?
Karen Underwood.
There. See, I can't remember names, but I can remember the other stuff.
So let me guess. Was this one of these moments where you put the movie on the background and kept doing what you're doing?
No, I actually I sat here and watched it on my iPad.
What was the name
I was
of
trying to
the
help you. That doesn't help you.
level 99 magic artifact that was used as a weapon?
Oh, what was that thing called? It gave you like invincibility, and you could only turn it off from within. Nothing can penetrate it on the outside.
The guy only named it about 5 times.
Well, what do you expect from me? I watched it once and I was in the morning and...
The Orb of Oscovux.
Oh yeah, because I'm going to remember that name.
Okay. Who were
I would
the
remember
5 usernames, the handles that were in their own
Why are you
clan?
asking me
Okay, I
names?
think we've already established
No,
that
no.
she can't do names.
Let me get through this. Who are the 5 characters that were clanned up that weren't in a clan?
Yeah, there was the main character. There was the gal that they met. There was his what he said was best friend, but she turned out to be a gal, 33-year-old gal who actually lived in her mom's basement. And then there was an 11-year-old and another Asian guy.
Okay. Parzival, Artemis, H, Dato, and Show.
Exactly what you
Okay.
said. I could tell you about the characters. And at the end, one of them came out of Serenity as a Shogun guy.
Yep. Who ran the Iowa Wires?
I can't remember that guy's name either, but he was a jerk.
Sorrento.
See, why are you asking me names? Seriously.
What other famous character has Sorrento been? Just out of curiosity, if you can place him.
Oh, I can't place any other ones. I know I've seen him in other things.
Yeah,
but...
I know you haven't seen all the Marvel stuff, so he played a rather big Marvel character. Okay.
What Marvel character did he play?
You haven't seen it yet. I'm not gonna, whatever.
What movie?
It was a movie and a show.
What movie?
Secret Wars.
Secret Wars?
Yeah, never mind.
Secret Invasion? I watched that.
You watched
I watched Secret Invasion.
You watched the show?
Remember?
It was the show Secret Invasion?
Yes. Well, I watched the series that they had on...
the series?
Yeah, it was terrible.
So
but...
he was the leader of the aliens.
Oh, he was!
Yeah.
He was. And I did watch that. I watched all of it. It wasn't that great.
Carolyn, I'm just going to give you props for actually watching the movie. I'm not going to do your names.
Well, you said we're going to have a quiz, so I'm having a quiz. There's 2 more questions. And they're not names.
Good. About
people.
Time.
Of people.
Oh, Jesus.
What?
You walked into that one.
What outfit did Parzival wear to the distracted globe?
Oh, it was his favorite movie. Crap. I don't think I've seen it either. No, I don't remember what it was.
You have not seen Buckaroo Banzai?
No, I've not seen Buckaroo Banzai.
I haven't either.
But it was his favorite movie. And she was like, oh, Buckaroo Banzai, that's cool.
Homework for both of you. Go watch Buckaroo Banzai. And then the last one, what planet was the final Oasis battle fought on?
Doom.
There you go.
I got one.
The final count. No, wrong movie.
No, I mean, they had the Iron Giant. They had people from Halo in it. Batman was in it. I saw Batgirl. I saw a nod to Indiana Jones, but I know that Steven Spielberg didn't want any of his movies actually in it. But I did see a nod to Indiana Jones. There was a character that looked like him. There was Serenity. They had the thing that H was making all the ships. He had Battlestar Galactica, and he had a bunch of ships. So you asked me that stuff. I did watch the movie. I just can't remember frickin' names to save my life. Don't ask me names.
I did. So I had fun. There you go.
I've known you guys for 10 years. That's how I remember your name.
All right. So now that you've watched it, do you see kind of what a prerequisite it is to going back and watching the Warehouse 13 episode that we just watched last time?
Yes, I could see that now.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a prerequisite.
It is a prerequisite. You know why? Because it's such a good movie. You need to watch it.
It is a good movie, and you should just watch it to watch it.
I can't remember why we were talking about it last time. So, brain injury.
It was good. I liked it.
That's the virtual reality.
Oh, that's right. The movie, the game. Okay, they're in the game.
Yeah.
See, my mind didn't go back that far.
All right. So we have the doorknob from the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory. That's one of the artifacts that we saw. He said the other one that we've seen at the beginning, the smoking railroad spikes. What are some of the others? You guys remember any of the others?
Pavlov's dog bell.
Yeah, Pavlov's bell.
And the hat
causes excessive drooling.
That was actually my favorite scene, where she's just looking at the bell going, anything for Artie. I got to do this. I don't want to, but I got to do this. And then she rings the bell and then immediately. Bleh.
Oh, that happened quick.
And then the Fezzes, Dr. or Mr. Mental and Coco's Fezzes.
Yes.
I love it when they put the hats on and Artie barked.
Yeah, it sure would be a tragedy if somebody took a picture and posted this on the internet.
That was great. There's good moments from this. I just don't think it was something that's worth watching again for me.
Yeah. If I was going to watch one again, I would go back and watch the one we just watched.
I like closure that Myka got, but
yeah, they even referenced the Philadelphia experiment, and it was a throwaway artifact that goes all the way back to explain. Yeah, the barometer of the USS Eldridge, which was part of the Philadelphia experiment. There's a lot of lore around that, and simply they were just trying to magnetize the hull in order for it not to show up on radar. Not exactly how stealth works, so it didn't really work, but because they were magnetizing the hull, there was just a lot of lore over what happened on the ship. Nothing happened on the ship, but because there's the lore, they're saying that it freezes time for 47 seconds. Okay.
So you say. I mean, who knows? It could have created something. I mean,
one of my advanced degrees is in stealth technology. I know a thing or two about stealth.
But there is all of the other things in the world. Magic. I mean, come on.
Yes. There's magic.
Warehouse 13 magic. That juju.
Yeah. We also see that stupid scarab again, which thank you, Trey, for taking care of it.
What a good dog.
I got it.
Oh, and the hat's still on.
I'm thinking this is the last time we see the scarab, and that's another point of closure that I'm glad we get. That we don't
it's another artifact though, right? Isn't it?
Well, yeah, but all it does is burrow. It just burrows and goes around and burrows and goes around, and all they need to do is contain it, and Trey does. Hey, Trey hunts it, kills it. It's dead. It's gone.
Yep. While they're looking for the dog, do you want to play fetch with Uncle Jinxies?
Yeah, I think it was an okay episode. I think
I did appreciate how Pete helped Myka, as any good partner would, helped her solve this puzzle on her own so that she could get the closure. I loved where he was like running in the alleyway to try to
Pete. Yeah.
He's like, well, I went back and I said, well, what would Myka do? So I tried to make sense out of something that didn't make sense, because I figured you were being emotional, which is what I usually do. So I would be the rational person. So I'd be Myka and you can be Pete.
I don't think they ever got up to 47 seconds, but they went quite some time.
Yep.
And it helped make that connection for Myka at the end, that there was no way that she could have saved Sam because they were using that artifact.
Yeah.
And she got closer because both Leo and Jim are dead.
Mm-hmm.
Jim was the not the black guy, right? The other one, right?
Yeah, Jim was the agent that was shot at the end.
Yep. With
and
the bullet
he was in cahoots with Leo. I don't know exactly what they were in cahoots over, but they were working together.
I think it was from the Treasury to make counterfeit money. That's what I was understanding.
Yep.
The actor that played Jim, by the way, Yancey Arias, and he has 97 acting credits that go back to 1990, including an episode of Sopranos, an episode of Jag, 2 episodes of Charmed, the good one, not the bad one, 12 episodes of Knight Rider, the new one.
Oh, yeah, that's where I know him from.
1 episode of Burn Notice, and more importantly to me, which is why I definitely knew him, I did remember him from Knight Rider, but I remember podcasting about him on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. He was in one episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as Colonel Victor Raymond, and then 4 episodes of a web series called Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Slingshot as the same actor. So that's where I knew him from, but he's been in a lot of one episode, but those were the ones that I knew that we would know here on the show.
I think he played a detective on Charm too.
I think so, yes.
He plays a detective usually on most things that he's in, I've noticed.
Or an authoritative figure.
But if he was in The Sopranos, he died.
Probably. I've never seen The Sopranos, but just the fact that he was on an episode of Sopranos, that was a major streaming, or not even streaming, premium channel HBO series back in the day before streaming. Yeah, just to be able to get on one of those, I think, was an amazing feat for him to be cast in that series.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that during the highlight of that series when it was on, I remember that there was a Sopranos float for one of the parades that went down that year.
Oh,
That's how popular it was.
Yeah, I never watched it. I think because it was on HBO and I don't get HBO, so.
That James Gandolfini, the guy that played the main character, he's passed away now, but I think he was actually, it might have been Macy's Thanksgiving parade.
oh yeah, that's right.
I kind of remember that.
He passed away shortly after the series ended, if I'm remembering correctly. I think it was
He had a
cancer.
heart attack.
Oh, heart attack? Yeah.
I think heart attack, but
I don't remember specifically. That's why I was saying I think. Also, the other agent, Secret Service agent of note, was Zach. And Zach was played by J. August Richards. He's probably the bigger of the guest stars for this, but he has 49 acting credits since 1998. Goes way back to The Cosby Show, one episode of The Cosby Show.
Wow.
I know. He just played a kid called Roy back then. And then an episode of Space Above and Beyond, an episode of Jag. He played a seaman, so, nothing big there. One episode of The West Wing. And then this is where most people know him from, 91 episodes of Angel as Charles Gunn.
I didn't watch Angel.
So Angel was the Buffy the Vampire Slayer spinoff.
Mm-hmm.
So just to let everybody know. He was also in one episode of the 4400, one episode of Warehouse 13. This is his one and only time that we see him on the show. One episode of Arrow, and then 12 episodes, and this is how I know him, 12 episodes of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as Deathlock, aka Mike Peterson.
That's where I know him from too. Because as soon as I saw him, I was like, "Ooh, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D."
I remember him all the way back in Jag.
You do?
But I definitely remember. I have all the box sets of Jag.
I know, but he was only in one episode, and you remember one episode of Jag?
Sometimes.
Okay. Well, that's cool. Also, there were two other guest stars in this that had things of note. Leo was played by, or Ryan Blakely played Leo. He had 48 acting credits since 2004, including just one episode of Warehouse 13. He was in one episode of Killjoys as Toad, which I seem to remember. Toad, right?
Toad.
Yeah.
You're like,
I think so.
Yeah.
Ooh, off the subject, but Real Player, the evil lady that was in Real Player.
Yeah, Ready Player One. Yeah.
Ready Player One. God, I swear I watched the movie. She was in Ready Player One. She was the evil lady. The lady that was the head in lead actress in Killjoys.
Do you happen to know what character that she plays in the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Yes.
You're talking about
She was in Ant-Man.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
She played the one that was phasing in and out.
Yeah, the Ghost.
And I can't remember that character.
Ghost.
Is it called the Ghost?
Talking about the Hannah St. James or St. John or whatever her name is?
Hannah, yeah.
Hannah, yeah.
Now back to Ryan. He had 7 episodes of Orphan Black as Reverend Mike.
I'll get to that.
Reverend Mike Shannon?
I'll get to that.
Okay, so no, you didn't. Okay.
I'll get to it, I swear.
And then Allison, Sam's ex-wife. I mean, I don't even think they ever divorced, but widow, I guess.
I don't think they got a chance to divorce.
Yeah, they didn't. So widow. Allison was played by Shauna Black. She's been in various different things, but of note to you, Carolyn, she was the voice of the Raven's computer in Foundation.
Oh, that's cool.
I know, right?
I'm like, yeah, I guess so. I'd have to hear her voice again, but yeah.
Yeah, 4 notable guest stars in here. J. August Richards is by far, in my opinion, the biggest out of them, but they all have noted post-credits after Warehouse 13.
I think it's cool that she wasn't so pissed off at Myka and let her in the door. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a
Well, I
while.
think she understood after the fact, because she said, well, we had been split before you guys even got together. It was a long time before you guys actually even got together. The part that made her mad was the fact that he had moved on. So really, she was mad at the whole thing, but it took it
Situation.
out on Myka. But yeah, it was nice that she was like, okay, I think I could probably listen this time.
And it's pretty smart to hide all the stuff in the card, right?
Yes.
That was smart. Is that like one of the recording cards? I was trying to think of it. I haven't seen one of them for quite some time, but I do remember there were musical cards that you could record your voice into, and I'm thinking that's what this was.
I remember those from Hallmark.
I'm not sure. The ones that like she was playing with usually just play a song and play it over and over again. And
Right.
Maybe he tweaked it so that it could play, so that it could record. He probably, I mean, that was his backup plan, right? His backups for his backups. And the funny part was Pete over there dancing, working at the car wash.
Hey,
Last
week I gave her a birthday card and it was like tacos. Dun 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 dun. And that song got stuck in your head the entire time. And Bear and I was dancing at the airport in front of everyone. It was great. So, but the same kind of musical cards where she's like, "Shut up!" It gets stuck in your head.
There are cards where you can send them with a recording. But I think at this point in time in Hallmark, it was one of those that he probably, I mean, he was a FBI special agent, so he probably could figure out how to make it record.
Probably, yeah. Especially if he was in the Treasury version. So I'm just thinking the detachment or whatever you want to call it that's in Denver is mostly on the money side of things, not on like the protection side of things.
Well, it is only a block away.
I've been there before. Have you?
No.
Yeah, the Denver Mint. Yeah, I've been there.
That would be cool, but no, I've never been there.
I've been to the Dallas Mint. Actually, it's Fort Worth, but they'd make it in Fort Worth and they send it to the Federal Reserve in Dallas.
They're pretty cool. You know, on the tours, they're pretty cool about it until you start asking maybe one too many questions about, and then I'm serious. They really start like, oh, you're one of those. Yeah.
You're like,
you're one of those
you're done.
Enthusiastic fans that, you know, if someone's like,
we're done.
Like, record this crazy person the entire time. Go ahead, you know.
I'm pretty sure that happens. Yeah.
Or go ahead and get the license plate of the car while I have him in here.
So this episode was directed by Tanya McKiernan. We've seen her before. She's done several episodes, 7 of them. This was her 6th. And then the next one is Shadows, which is in a couple of episodes, and then we don't see her again. But she's done stuff like Army Wives, Sarah Connor Chronicles. She's done Supergirl, Cobra Kai, Walking Dead, Blind Spot, Burn Notice. So she's done a lot. Yeah, that's the director.
That's a lot of cool directing.
I liked Army Wives.
Yep. 1 episode of Army Wives there. And it was written by Nell Scovell, who has 35 writing credits, including we've talked about him before because he's done 6 episodes and this was the 3rd. So we'll have 3 more from him, including Emily Lake. There was 24 episodes of Newhart, David Letterman, Charmed, the good Charmed, not the bad Charmed. Monk, I believe, Shannon, you've seen Monk before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of dating a monk.
Muppets.
No, I mean, that's how she's very OCD.
Nell also wrote an episode of Command Z, and you probably don't remember it, Shannon, but this was the streaming service that I have sent you. But it is a scientist tasks his employees with a historic mission to travel back in time to revise history and save the world. I think this was kind of up your alley.
What is this? Say the whole thing again.
It's called Command Z, and a short synopsis of it is: a scientist tasks his employees with a historic mission to travel back in time to revise history and save the world. Yep, see? Every time we get the same reaction and they just don't do anything with it.
And then I forget about it, don't I?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Command Z.
Yeah,
okay.
Command Z.
Write that down.
Write that down.
You should start texting things to me.
I did.
Command.
I did. I can go back to the text history and say, this is where I told you about Command Z.
No. Okay, Command Z.
I did find it funny at the end where we're like, well, what do we do with the dog now? Well, we can't let him go because he and I share a special bond. Dogs own us. Cats are prisoners, but dogs own us.
Obviously, he is a dog person, not a cat person.
Yes. Although I think cats own us too, but
I'm pretty sure they make us our bitch.
mm-hmm.
So, Carolyn, what was your favorite scene?
I don't know if I have a favorite one. It was all just good. I mean, like I said, I like the Pete helping Myka with her story, and then the Artie barking numbers, and then the end where they realized that the person that debagged them was their favorite FBI agent. I think it was nice to see Myka's realization that part is over, but she doesn't feel any better, and Pete's just there as a good partner is and gives her a great big hug and says, well, it'll get better.
I don't think I have a favorite part. I have. Again, the B story was better to me than A. I do like the fact that I think the best part was when Pete was trying to recreate the whole scene where he was getting away.
Yeah.
But for the fact that he knew her so well and he was trying to let her do his thing, and he was defensive of her when her old two partners were making fun of the way she was, emotionally irrational, whatever.
Right.
And I like how she's like, please just stay back because I've already lost a partner.
Yeah. That part, he's like, okay, I'll stay back, but only for you. Go get this guy, kind of thing.
But then really the B side, I mean, the Claudia drooling, Artie barking. To me, it was just, it moves the story along because you saw the very small snippet on the B side of the story where you have the agent, what's her name?
Stukowski.
See, I'm not the only one.
Brain injury.
Ashley Williams on my list.
Your list.
Yeah, that's how I remember her.
The girl on your list, yes.
The girl on SP's list.
I probably don't remember all the girls on my list because, head injury.
That's all right. SP has it written down.
I know, but, Myka's at the top, and not Joanne, but Myka. Mm-hmm. Don't go looking for it. It's okay. It's okay. You have a list.
I did like how Pete told Myka, like, look, we trust Myka when we have this feeling. Go trust your instinct. Trust your instinct. Go observe and look at this. And that's when she's like, oh, he's holding that gun in his right hand. He's a lefty. That's not right.
Southpaws. Yeah, we can do that because, yay.
We are southpaws.
Southpaws.
Lefties rule.
Yes.
Y'all are backwards. That's all I got to say.
The whole freaking world is backwards compared to left-handed people. You ever notice that? I know you and I've talked about that. SP, have you?
I'm not left-handed. I do shoot left-handed in hockey, and like my grandfather was left-handed and stuff. So
I'm talking about everything is made for right-handed people. Like,
it's a little less so today than it was, but yeah, most things are meant because left-handed people, I don't know what the percentage is, but I think it's pretty low. It's like 10, 12%. Yeah.
Yes.
So, I mean, if you're making things, you want to make it for, the bulk of people, but there are things that need to,
pens, pencils,
scissors. Yeah.
Oh, scissors. Scissors are.
I know, the bane of our existence, right?
Freaking right-handed scissors. They hurt your hand.
Yeah, there's estimates that run anywhere from like 8% to 18%. But still, if you're talking about selling things,
SMO.
You will make the most money if you make things mostly for right-handed people.
I did find it funny when Artie was telling the downside of the fezzes that somebody in the audience took Coco's hat off rather quickly and Claudia was like, Mr. Mental went mental. Downside.
There has to be another effect. Like maybe the effect was that Trey or Trailer is now owning Artie. Maybe that's the side effect, that the dog becomes so entwined with the person.
The dog becomes the next agent.
Pretty much. I mean, he's seen the warehouse. He's ran around the warehouse. He killed an artifact. You can't let him
Well,
go.
as long as they keep the hats, who's he going to tell?
Did you have a favorite episode, SP? Or favorite part of this episode?
Yeah, it was when Claudia actually used the bell. That was my favorite.
She drooled all over herself.
I mentioned that before. Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we can all agree that this was a filler.
Yeah. At best, it's number 16 on my list, but that's just throwing something up at the wall. It could be less even. I have it above mild-mannered, and okay. So mild-mannered was the second episode of the second season, and it's when they go to Detroit and have that vigilante. So maybe just because of the lore, it's better than that. But 16 would be 16 out of 33.
Oh,
yes.
Mild mannered was the one with the trunks, right?
Right. So I don't think that
when people cast some Firefly. I got you. Okay.
Yeah, it's not anywhere there.
Yep.
I don't even rank it. It's not one that I go back and watch. Like, honestly, I didn't even finish this episode because I was taking a nap when I asked y'all what time. I'm like, oh, that's really early. So I watched about 30 minutes of it. Now, that's all I needed, really, to remember the highlights of it. So,
and the only food I saw in this episode was the tea that Jinxie put his hand in. That was it for
ruins for sweet tea.
Sweet tea.
Had a big crime.
I don't know if it's a crime. Definitely a travesty.
It might be almost like heresy.
All
right. Well, the next time we get together to record on an episode, which won't be next week's episode. Everybody else doesn't know that. We're recording this in advance. It's season 3, episode 8, The 40th Floor. Shannon, you have the same 3 options. All right. The Amazon Prime Video description of the 40th floor is: attempting to save a group of regents, Artie and Myka find themselves trapped in a building that is disintegrating under the power of an artifact. Meanwhile, Steve disagrees with Mrs. Frederick's questionable tactics to get Stukowski to talk, provoking him to cross the line. Big time.
Dope. Ruh-roh. Ruh-roh.
And then Case the Wrath.
And then that's episode 8.
Never crossed the
After that, we only have in the season 4 episodes, and then there's the holiday episode. Yeah, the 40th
the next
floor
one we're
will
gonna
be
do
the week of
the 4th of July weekend. Week. 4th of July week.
Unless I can podcast that last Tuesday of the month.
Well,
because I don't know about my dad's surgery or not yet.
Oh, you just...
Okay.
Well, actually,
so that's it.
I'll talk to you about
the episode. That's all I've got. Y'all didn't like the trivia for Ready Player One, so...
Stinking name.
But now you
remember
names.
I can tell you
I've seen it
movie
several times. I did buy it digitally, by the way, on Amazon Prime.
It was on sale.
It was on sale.
When I went to look for it, when you guys told me where to, what the movie was, I went to look for it on Amazon, and they actually had it on sale. I got it. It was like, to rent it was $3.99, and to buy it was like $6.49. I'm like, I may as well buy it because I'll probably like it, and I'll go back and watch it again, and it'll be, then it'll be mine.
We'll have it on DVD.
The funny part there too was he stuck his password on the side of his chair. Who sticks their password on the side of their chair?
Do you know what the password spelled out?
Oh, no, I don't remember.
Bossman69.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah,
I did like the guy who was a big skull at the end. He's like, what? No, I'm not going out this way. I have 10 years worth of stuff in here.
Yeah. All fun. All right. So that's it. Until next time, I'm the Janitor SP.
Sci-fi girl. Bye, guys.
Ocean 363. Bye, guys.
Email us, warehouse13fancast@gmail.com.
Thanks for joining us for an episode of the Artie's Addict Warehouse 13 Fancast. You can find all our episodes at warehouse13fancast.com. If you'd like to contact us, you can hit us up on our email at warehouse13fancast@gmail.com. We are a part of the Lone Wolf Podcast Network. You can hear more of this cast and other shows like it by checking out lonewolfpodcasts.com. The intro music is Sci-Fi Hybrid Intro by Soundmake, and the outro music is Science Fiction by Tunes to Go. Both were purchased on pond5.com.
I did have a really cute shirt on today. I have to show you.
Oh,
This
yeah.
Way. Oh, I like the ears.
I'm like,
Where'd you get that at?
Etsy.
I like that.